A multipotentialite. What the heck's a multipotentialite? No worries. I didn't know what it was either until my friend Taylor Aller, she shared with me a TEDx talk that she did a few years back. Um, and yeah, so that's what we're talking today about. I had an epiphany, y'all, while listening to her speech. So listen in today because we're in it to win it, right? With right believing. And I'm going to tell you what the definition of multipotentialite is and what it could mean for your life and your business. So, yeah, it's at the 24th episode, y'all. And I'm titling it, obviously, The Multipotentialite, right? So, welcome back to the Carrying Message Market Show with Krista Tressa, your host and your Christ Center copywriter of Carrying Messenger Copywriting. And this show I created for the entrepreneurial spirited individual who's passionate about infusing their faith into their life and business and creating a greater kingdom impact. So I try to keep these episodes short, 5 minutes ish or so, digestible, tangible things you can take ASAP into the world's marketplace and use them for yourself. So I gotta share with y'all, if we have time, real quick, just a little jingle that my son, he's a drummer, he created. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Maybe we can use it somehow for the show. But check it out. It's pretty cool. He got some new recording equipment for Christmas, so. But I think, ooh, can you make it a little bit more jazzy for this? It might work. You never know, right? He's learning. I like the beat, though. Playing the beat, to our own drums. Okay, that was cool. All right, we'll work on it. I don't know. So, anyways, you're invited to put on your eternal lens, your biblical perspective glasses. I gotta go back to my timer, sorry. Open your eyes, your ear balls, everything to see what the Spirit's saying to you, right? Through my words today. So for your biblical reference, and it is in the show notes, take a look at John 1, verse 5 when you get a chance. And yeah, if you missed last week's episode, I had discussed the distinction between habits and goals and how I utilize the 7 F words to reset and pursue just growth in my life and business, since we're still in January, right? New year. So if you missed it, go back, take a listen to that episode 23. I think you might find some value in that might help you in your life and business as well. But today, I'm talking about being in it to win it with right believing. And also just share my epiphanies that I had while listening to my friend's TED Talk about being a multi-potentialite. What? So anyway, maybe you'll have an epiphany too. Who knows, right? So let's dive into the show. So multi-potentialite, right? Apparently it's like a made-up word or something. I think Taylor's friend kind of coined it. But it's basically just having like many passions and interests, right, that you pursue in your life, right, in your career. And I'm like, oh my gosh, right? I'm that, right? Pharmacist by trade, career and tech ed teacher for secondary age kids, now copywriter, entrepreneur, right? Lots of interests, lots of things, but also a ministry music vocalist as well. And so I love when you get a chance, if you can go Google her TED Talk. She explains like that there's 2 type of I guess people, right? Sledgehammers and hummingbirds. Like sledgehammers are like one single kind of goal, whatever interest, and then the hummingbird, that was one of my epiphanies, that's me, is just like fluttering and just like interested in a lot of things, right? And we're very breathy, very like, just interested in a lot of things, and want to use our talents and our abilities in those various interests. But you could be a hummingbird with a sledgehammer, or maybe you're a sledgehammer with some characteristics of a hummingbird. Who knows? But I'm also a hybrid, right? Like I'm like a mix, I think, of the two. So maybe, the start of your new year too, you can kind of reflect and think about that. Like, what are you in your business, right? How do you show up, and where are your interests and your goals and your dreams and whatnot? But just in relation to the Bible, right? In John 1:5, where it says that the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Like for me, that's just like how we can, as Christian entrepreneurs, we can illuminate the dark spaces, right? In the marketplace, in whatever, relationships, work, family, whatever it may be. And that just really inspired me. And maybe you'll have an epiphany about that as well, as to how your life and your behaviors, and the things the words you choose to speak, and your tone and your actions, your beliefs, how you think, your mindset, how those are illuminating your space for others, right? So that they can see a way, right? So that was on my heart today. And I'm probably, I'm over time. One day I'll get it right. I don't know. So anyways, thanks for listening. I appreciate you taking the time and making the time to care. Super important. And so just call to action, right? I don't know. Hire me if you need help with your copywriting, your messaging, your positioning, marketing strategies in your business. Love to serve. And I put this stuff in the show notes, so you can go take a look at that. But yeah, excited for what the Lord's going to do in us and through us next. We'll see you all next time. God bless. Bye.